Hey guys, it's Lenny. I'm going to be doing a video on dating tips for you guys. I have a few guy subscribers and I thought it would be nice to do a video geared for the guys. However, girls, I also want you to watch this video because you might also gain some tips, and I also want to leave some comments down below giving any other ideas to the guys on more helpful tips that I might have left out on this video. Well, first of all, let's start with before, then during, and after the date. What should you do? The first thing is assuming that you already met someone, you exchanged numbers, and you're going to go on a first date. Where do you go on your first date? Well, maybe you're brainstorming together where you should go. Maybe you're asking her what she likes to do. But most of the times, the girl might just let the guy decide where he should take her. Guys, as a little pointer, don't ever take a girl to the same place where you normally hang out as a single guy. For example, if you normally go to play pool with your guy friends and drink, don't take your date there. So girls, if you ever go out with a guy and he takes you somewhere where you know he normally hangs out as a single guy, that's a red flag right there. Okay, try to take the date somewhere nice where you can have a conversation with your date. So let's say, for example, that you're going to the movies and only the movies. That's a bad idea, because obviously during that 2 hour, hour and a half that the movie's playing, you won't be able to have a conversation. And the point of a first date is to get to know each other and ask questions in order to see if you want to pursue and continue seeing each other. So that's the first thing. Try to take your date somewhere where you can have a conversation. For example, maybe going to the movies and then going to catch some dinner or lunch or whatever it might be. The next thing is first impression, what to wear. Guys, I know you think that maybe this is a girly thing, but you do need to worry about what you're wearing and how you look. So first of all is make sure that whatever you wear matches the occasion. So if you're going to a nice restaurant, I'm sorry, I'm just timing everything. If you're going to a nice restaurant, make sure that you don't wear, for example, shorts and flip-flops. Make sure that you look nice and that you impress your date, because girls, we always go out of our way to impress our dates and our boyfriends by making sure that we're wearing makeup, that our hair looks nice, that our nails are nice and neat. So you guys need to do the same thing. And also, guys, some of the things you need to do: iron whatever you're wearing, make sure it's not wrinkled, so that says that you care about how you look and that you're well groomed. Cologne, guys, make sure you smell nice, but don't overdo it. Don't wear anything that's too strong or too scandalous. Just something that's nice and would match the occasion once again. Shave if you need to shave. Get a haircut if you haven't gotten one in a while. And make sure that the bottom of your nails are nice and clean, because that says a lot about a person's hygiene. And remember, first date, just like an interview, is about first impressions. And most importantly, guys, breath. Make sure that your breath is fresh. Not only do you need to brush your teeth, but make sure that before you get off the car or when you go to the restroom, you spray some of that mint spray or mint strips, whatever it is, to make sure that your breath is nice and fresh. Because on a first date, if your breath is not fresh, that can be a huge turnoff. And then, of course, manners. When you meet, you have to make sure that you arrive on time. I think it's nice when the guy arrives first. This is assuming, of course, that the two of you are going separate cars and you will be meeting. But if you will be picking up your date, make sure that you get to your house on time, okay? And if you will be meeting at a specific location, guys, make sure that you get there first, okay? Also, maybe on your way there the day before, try to think of a few questions that you might want to ask her, or a few conversation starters, because you might be nervous, she might be nervous, and you know what? It's completely normal to feel nervous, and you might just blank out. And just to avoid those awkward silent moments, think of a few questions or conversation starters in order to get to know her. So you can ask questions like, what are your favorite hobbies? What do you like to do for fun? And I think a really good question to ask on a first date, just to see the type of person he or she is where do you see yourself 5-10 years from now? And guys, most importantly, when you're talking to your date, make sure that you don't brag, that you don't show off. Don't do too much talking about yourself. You need to stop once in a while and let her talk and listen. So for example, if your date asks you, so what do you like to do for fun? Once you're done explaining to her what you like to do, make sure that you ask her, what do you like to do for fun? Because some guys like to talk about themselves, kind of like an interview, but they never reciprocate. the questions, and it needs to be a mutual thing. She needs to see that you're also interested. When you greet your date, let me see, don't shake hands. That's a little too formal. So I think a nice little kiss on the cheek shall do. Okay? And compliments. When you first meet your date, give her a nice little compliment, but make sure that it's something real and honest. So don't tell her, oh, you have beautiful eyes, because girls hear that all the time, and sometimes we know that's not real. So say something that matches. If you like her perfume, if you like the way she fixed her hair, whatever it is. If you don't feel comfortable giving her a compliment right away as soon as you see her, you might want to wait a little bit into the date in order to give her the compliment, but make sure that sometime throughout the night you give her a compliment. Don't overdo it though. Don't go crazy giving her compliments, because that just will be a little too much, too pushy. And guys, I know that maybe normally you curse or you burp or you do all these things. It's okay to do that stuff when you've been with a girl for a while and you feel comfortable. But if this is your first date, don't curse, because remember, this is all about first impression. And a guy who curses on a first date, that's just a huge turn off, okay? The first date, guys, let me ask you a question very quickly. Who do you think should pay for the first date? You should pay for the first date, guys. Girls, if you ever go on a date with a guy who makes you pay for yourself or for the whole bill, that is not a good sign, okay? The first date and the first few dates says a lot about how the rest of the relationship will be if you do have something serious with this person. And I think on the first date, the guy needs to impress the girl. And one of the things is paying for the bill. That's just the gentleman thing to do, okay? So make sure that you go somewhere that you can afford. Don't go somewhere where you might not have enough money and end up having to ask your date to pay, okay? So keep that in mind. At the end of the date, one of the things that people wonder is, should I call the girl? Should I wait 3 days? Or should I wait a few hours? I mean, we're not talking about how to play games. We're not playing games here. These are tips for grown-ups who are trying to date. I think it's nice once you're done with the day, a few hours have passed, the two of you had plenty of time to get home. It's nice maybe to send a little text or call and just let your date know that you enjoyed being with her, that you had fun, you really enjoyed getting to know her. Just something simple. You don't have to overdo it. Maybe while you're there talking to her, she might get into the conversation. You might end up talking on the phone for hours, and that's great if that happens. But don't try to follow specific rules about having to wait 2 or 3 days. That's just, playing games. If you want a serious relationship, then try following these tips and let me know how it works. Girls, if you have any other ideas, any other tips that you think might work, just leave a comment down below. And if there's anything that you don't agree with, for example, if you think guys shouldn't pay for the first date, leave a comment. I'll be more than glad to read any comments and respond. Remember to subscribe, rate, and leave comments. Bye.